So have you ever thought about like what actually makes a hit song make money? Like beyond all the, catchy tunes and the viral dances and stuff.
Right.
Today, we're going to go deep into the world of copyright.
Okay.
And we are basing this deep dive on a YouTube video
All right.
by music marketer Derek Lewis.
Cool.
And honestly, one of the things he said just blew my mind.
Okay.
He said that you need to own the copyright to your music,
Yeah.
even if you're giving it away for free.
Oh, wow.
So think about that for a second.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Why would that even be a thing?
I think what's fascinating there is that copyright really boils down to control. It's not necessarily just about preventing other people from copying your work.
Okay.
It's about you deciding how your music gets used and shared and even given away.
So Derek starts by defining copyright in the simplest way possible. He just says it's the right to copy.
Exactly. And legally, this translates into a bundle of 6 exclusive rights that you as the creator of an original song automatically have. And these rights protect your musical composition and any recordings of it, ensuring that you can control how your creative work is used.
So he makes a point of saying that it has to be a tangible form of expression.
Yeah,
So that means like just humming a tune in my head.
right.
That's not protected.
That's right. It has to be written down
Okay,
or recorded somehow.
gotcha.
The moment it exists in a tangible form like sheet music or a recording, it's protected by copyright.
Okay, so let's just imagine I read this amazing song
Right.
and I want to like
Wait.
put it out into the world.
Okay.
So is that where these 6 exclusive rights come in?
Precisely. These rights give you the power to decide how your music is reproduced,
Okay,
transformed, shared,
yeah.
and even performed.
All right, break it down for me.
Okay.
What are these 6 rights?
So think of it like this. You have the right to reproduce your song, which means no one can make copies without your permission.
Okay,
And that covers everything from someone wanting to cover your song
right.
to pressing CDs.
So like even if some awesome band wants to do like a rock version
Yes.
of my like soulful ballad,
Yes,
they'd have to get my permission first.
absolutely. And they'd likely have to pay you to.
Interesting.
That brings us to the second right, which is creating derivative works.
Okay.
This means someone can't just take your song and remix it or sample it without your... Okay,
Okay.
so think of all those catchy remixes you hear online.
Right.
They had to clear the copyright to use those original elements.
Gotcha. Okay. Starting to see how this gets kind of complex.
Yeah.
What about simply sharing my music?
That falls under the right of distribution. So selling CDs, offering downloads,
Right.
even giving away free mixtapes.
Yeah.
It all requires you to own the copyright.
Okay.
And that's why Derek emphasized that even giving your music away requires copyright ownership because you're controlling how it's being distributed.
Wow. I never thought about it that way.
Right.
Okay, so what about playing my music live?
Okay.
Or like even someone else playing it?
That's where the right of public performance comes in.
Okay.
So from massive stadium concerts to a local bar, playing your song on their sound system, any public performance requires permission
Gotcha.
from the copyright holder.
So there are 2 more rights?
Yes.
Do they apply to music as well?
They can, though. They're more focused on the visual side of things.
Sure.
So public display is more relevant for things like artwork.
Yeah.
Imagine a gallery showcasing your paintings.
Right.
Copyright lets you control that display.
Gotcha. And then the last one is all about the digital world, right?
Exactly. Digital audio transmission is the newest right.
Okay.
And it covers things like streaming
Okay.
on Spotify or Pandora, if those tunes you hear on hold
Uh-huh.
or in an elevator
Yeah.
fall under this right.
So Derek made a point of saying that this specific right
Yeah.
applies to the sound recording, not the actual song itself.
Right.
So what's the difference there?
That's a great question. And it's a key distinction in copyright law.
Okay.
The musical composition,
Yeah.
the melody, the harmony, the lyrics,
Right.
is a separate entity from a specific recording of that song.
Gotcha.
So while you hold the copyright to your composition,
Right.
a specific recording of it, say by a famous artist,
Yeah.
would have its own separate copyright.
That makes sense. This is reminding me of something else Derek talked about.
Okay.
These mechanical royalties.
Yes,
And he basically said that it's like paying a fee to use the song itself.
that's right. In the past, mechanical royalties were primarily collected for physical copies.
Like CDs and vinyl.
Right.
Right.
But nowadays, with digital streaming being the dominant way
Uh-huh.
we consume music,
Yeah.
the concept of mechanical royalties has evolved
Okay.
to cover streams as well.
Derek used this great analogy about the Library of Congress. He said that registering your copyright is like getting a receipt that proves you're the owner of your creative work.
Absolutely.
So if anyone ever tries to claim they own your song or use it without permission, having that registration can be crucial in protecting your rights.
Absolutely.
So going all the way back to the beginning, why is it so important that I own the copyright to my music, even if I'm giving it away for free?
It all boils down to maintaining control over your art.
Okay.
You might be thinking, if I'm not selling it, who cares?
Right.
But what if someone takes your song and uses it in a way you don't like? Maybe they alter the lyrics or use it in a commercial for something you don't support.
Yeah.
Copyright lets you say, this is my creation and this is how I want it to be used, even if I'm not directly making money from it.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
I'm starting to realize that understanding copyright is less about like legal jargon and more about like respecting the creators and their vision.
Exactly. And it's also about appreciating the value of creative work, even when it's shared freely.
Right.
Think about it this way. If anyone could just take your song and do whatever they wanted with it, would you still be as motivated to create and share your music with the world?
Probably not.
Yeah, it makes you realize how crucial copyright is for fostering a culture where creativity can flourish.
Yeah, and that's something worth thinking about.
Absolutely.
As you enjoy your favorite music, every song, every recording represents someone's creative effort and deserves to be protected and respected.
Exactly.